You straight up cuckooed that dude, bro. Oh my God.
You've got all your Charger gear on because
Feeling fresh as hell.
Well, you guys better enjoy it. The fans loved it.
You have to love what you're seeing on tape if you're a Chargers fan, especially for the future with Justin Herbert.
On the move and throws and touchdown.
Do this together. Players, coaches, staff, fans, together we can create something truly special.
Stay tuned for some good content.
Hey!
Hey! Jock Jams 98. Let's go.
It is playoff time, folks. Welcome back to the Charger Chat. I'm your co-host, Wolldog Sin, with my buddy Kev Huggin Duggan.
Guys, I'm in a certain headspace right now. Like, I woke up, all I can think about is this game. Like, I am not good to anyone right now until this game happens. My family doesn't recognize me. I'm a different person.
Who are you, Papa?
This needs to happen because I'm scaring my kids. My youngest won't even say my name right now because he's scared. He's concerned with my energy.
It's just because that guy over there.
Yeah, so let's get this game on.
Well, let's not forget Kyle. I'm sitting in Hawaii. Coach Duggan, how you doing, sir?
What's up, Maui, Coach?
I'm in Hawaii, but mentally I'm in the same spot as Kevin. I'm in a different geographical location, but mentally, we're on the beach hanging out, and I'll lean over to my 5-year-old son and be like, "Hey, Paxi, what do you think? What do you think about Saturday? Like, think the Chargers are going to take it?" And he's like, "Hey, yeah, I think so, Dad." And I'm like, "Oh, thank God." And then I go to my 3-year-old.
I was worried.
My 3-year-old. I'm like, "What do you think, Franklin?" He's like, "Who are we playing?" I was like, "Jaguars." He's like, "I think the Jaguars are going to he gets
throw him in the pool.
Ocean.
Yeah. How dare that?
It feels very roller coastery right now in my head. It's real, especially with the news of Rashawn Slater coming off of the 21 onto the 21 day and playing next week. There's even more on the line now.
Yes, we will get to that.
Well, I want to ask you.
Talk about.
I want to ask you. We mentioned this during the last episode that Kyle was going to be in Maui, and do we have any Charger Chat listeners in Maui? And guess what? We do.
Turns out we do.
And Kyle's going to be touching base with them real soon.
Yeah. Right after we record this, we're recording on Thursday, so I'm going to reach out to him right now and try to figure out our plans for Saturday. I think I don't want to stay on the resort. Everything on the I'm like on this chain of resorts right now, and it's like everyone's chill, laid back. Like, that's not the energy I'm looking for.
No, you're going to have to bring the heat.
Yeah. I don't want any mahalos in the middle of the game.
Don't be mahalo in me, bro.
No, don't mahalo me in the middle of a turnover or something.
No. Don't do that.
So I think we're going to head down to try to find like an actual sports bar to go watch it at.
Hell yeah.
Well, that should be fun. I mean, with I've seen plenty of articles about the Hawaiian players that are in the NFL, and we got two.
Two on our team. Our nose tackles. Two Hawaiian nose tackles. I love it.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, folks, obviously lots to talk about here. We've got stuff to talk about for this upcoming playoff game. We've got we got a Craig experience and a Bolt beat lined up. Can't wait to get to it. Let's start off. Let's waste no time, folks. Those of you that are watching Twitter, social media in any capacity saw the Los Angeles Chargers drop a heater of a video.
Dude,
holy
so
cow.
Good. I got so fired up, dude.
Receipts on everyone right now.
Printing receipts on every bad thing that any sports analyst pundit has ever said about the Chargers and putting it up on the wall to remind them what they said. Oh, come on.
It's just the way they shot it. Like, as a cinematographer, like they shot it on like a cork board, so there was like a textured board, so there's like all this texture, and it's like this projector, and they're
so
printing out receipts and putting them up on. Everything about it was amazing. So if you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor. Wherever
turn
Chargers
this off
post stuff
and go watch
do that.
it.
Come back for sure.
Yeah. First, like that got me hyped, so excited. Only thing that got me more hyped was the video that Kev put together on ours, because
that's right.
Not only was that a Charger hype video, but that took me back to Pop Warner days when Kevin used to do our highlight videos. The song is pulled out of my 2001 highlight for sure.
No, dude, that song was like my hype video when I was like in hockey and played football, like when I was like 13 and 12.
Yeah.
So this is like 97, 98. Level music.
It's slowly getting into the category of oldies, and
but we're
hanging on to it for as long as we can. Absolutely,
it is the ultimate hype song. So it was just like we had a couple hours. I was like, okay, I got to channel some of this me sitting in my own head thinking about the Chargers. Just
I need
edit
to
this
use
out.
my
I
outlet,
gotta edit this out of my brain. Got to get this onto something.
Yeah.
That's the mind
good.
of an artist. It's like, I don't want to just keep it in here. I need to share this with the world.
No.
So you all can see it. So yes, if you guys haven't seen, check it out on our YouTube page. We've got our very own hype video, and it's
So
awesome.
sick.
If you don't think you can add any more hypeness to your life, please come on.
Let's
You
go.
can never have
Hype
too
up
much
your
hype.
life.
Yeah,
Hype
hype
up
up
your
your life. All right. Well, looking over at ESPN, there's a new fantastic article recently came out that is sure to add some extra hype to your life. It is called "A Silent Killer with Great Hair." How Justin Herbert helped turn the LA Chargers around. This is by Tim Keown, I believe.
Yeah,
How to pronounce
sure.
the last
That's
name?
great
Tim
job.
Keown?
That I don't know.
That's a
but
great take. Yeah.
great
And-
writer, though. I will say that.
Well, he's a
Yeah.
senior writer over at ESPN, and some nice, tasty little tidbits from that article. Through his first 2 seasons in Los Angeles, the arm sustained him. The throws he makes are not normal, says backup quarterback Chase Daniel in his 13th year in the NFL. I've been a lot of places, seen a lot of things, and I'm here to tell you that stuff ain't normal.
They were talking about how like they interviewed Stiff and him, and they were just talking about being at practice and like seeing him make a throw that everyone's kind of getting used to. And the backup quarterback's like, guys, stop and appreciate what just happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's pretty rad. I've loved
Oh,
Justin
yeah.
Herbert
So cool.
so much.
The arm. I like that. That's just as in quotes, the arm.
The
That's
arm.
Justin Herbert.
It
Added
ain't
to the
normal.
nickname pile.
Let's go.
Another little tasty tidbit. I began 4 conversations with his teammates by telling them I was there to figure out their quarterback, and each of the 4 responded with the same 2 words: good luck. I don't even think Justin hates attention, Stick says. It might come off that way, but I don't know if that's really the word for it. A lot of guys enjoy a lot of the stuff that comes with that position. He just doesn't enjoy it as much. He wants to play football and hang out in the locker room and be with the guys.
You love to hear it. That's what I want. Like everyone wants that as their quarterback. And that's what Phillip Rivers was too. Like he just wants to be a boy, wants to be like in the locker room, like getting like just playing football. That's what you want to hear. You hate the guys that the Derek Carrs, the farewells on Twitter and oh, I just love the Raiders and I'm crying at the press conference. You know, like
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't
You
need any
just
of that
want the-
drama.
You don't want any of that extra attention. Just go play football and have fun with the guys.
Totally.
Right. And then one more little tidbit. Whenever the team presents him with a game ball, he tries to turn it down. He's like, no, says defensive lineman Braden Fajoko. We've told him, Justin, you've got to stop being so modest. He's like, no, man. If I told him, man, I can't believe that sidearm throw you made against Indy. And he said, it was only possible because you guys stopped them on defense. He's just too nice, and he doesn't like being in the spotlight. He's the same with us as with everyone else. What you see is what he gives us. It's not a show or a facade. He's a humble, silent killer with great hair.
Oh, there's the line. I knew
I knew
it. Fajoko quote. Yeah,
He's too good.
That's not the senior writer. He didn't come up with that gold. That's a Fajoko.
That
That's a
came
Fajoko
from the
line.
man who created the blockbusters. Am I right?
A humble, silent killer with great hair. Come on.
I love that. I think
Poets.
that might need to be the episode title.
Humble, silent killer with
We'll talk
great
about it
hair.
later. It feels good.
That's so good.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's great. So yeah, if you haven't read it, I'd highly recommend going over to ESPN. Check it out. Silent killer with great hair. Such a good
So
title.
funny.
All right. Well, just when you thought there wasn't any more accolades to hand out, let me stop you right there. There was one more. Kick man.
But nice.
Let's hear it. Dicker the
Kick man.
kicker. AFC Special Teams Player of the Month. 47 points, 14 PATs, 11 for 12 on field goals. Come on, this guy's a stud.
Apparently, we've only had 2 kickers in the history of the Chargers have this. It was like
Wow.
Carney and one other kicker, and it's not been for a considerable amount of time.
Wow.
So
Holy cow. Wow,
I'm proud
yes.
of you, dude. Very proud of you.
Dude,
Player
I
of
was
the month.
we're going to see the rubber hit the road with the rookie kicker coming into the playoffs.
Nothing but faith, and I know it's going to work. I know it.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to
had
be
plenty
awesome.
of opportunities to be under pressure this season. He's ready.
Yeah.
The guy is so ready.
Right down the middle, dude.
The playoffs is such a different beast.
No, don't.
It is.
Right down the middle.
No,
It is.
I believe in him. But how many times have we seen Nate Kading?
This isn't Nate
destroy-
Kading. This
it
is.
is-
Don't you fucking say that name to me right now?
Yeah,
How dare
don't-
you? No.
Do not invoke
Don't put
the
his
spirit
name and
of
his
Nate
name in the same
Kading.
sentence. Don't get me mad. No, I'm gonna get mad at you, Kyle. Don't you fucking do it.
getting so fired up,
Dude,
right now.
honestly, like somebody
This
said that
isn't
on
a
Twitter today,
seance.
and I started to like walk around pacing. Like, don't say Nate Kadings to me this week. I don't want to
Kids
hear
all
his
left the
name
room.
for an
Yeah.
entire month. Okay, don't
You're
say
right.
his name.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Thank you.
Forgive me.
I love Maui Kyle. He's so easygoing.
He's like,
I'm sorry, my
That's
bad.
whatever.
Yeah, what's up, man?
That's whatever.
Okay.
All right. Well, shortly, I think the day our last episode came out, as per usual, some other hot bit of news drops.
Of course.
And of course, it
Classic.
happens, folks. So when we had our episode come out on Tuesday, Daniel Popper tweeted out Chargers are designating Rashawn Slater to return off IR. Brandon Staley said he will not play Saturday, Staley said. 21-day window is now open, though, and Slater will be on the practice field this week, per Staley.
Awesome.
We kind of predicted this, like not that he wouldn't play this weekend, but that like he would come back and they wouldn't just immediately give it to him. It would still be
Right.
Sawyer's position for the week because he earned a playoff game. Let's not mess around. Sawyer definitely earned a playoff game, and then we'll see him hopefully the next game.
They also need to see if that bionic arm, that big sling he's got on, like they still need to see him move a little bit. That's why I was hoping to see him last week if he had got some game time reps.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's too much. He's been on the bench for 15 weeks now. You know, like
Oh, yeah.
that's a long time. It's almost nearly 3 months of sitting around, and he's gonna need at least a week to get just bumped up and
Back into the
get
right
used
mode.
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy, like what you said earlier, like the fact that if we win this game, we get to see Rashawn Slater again this season.
Yeah. Oh
In
my
a game
God.
that matters.
Everything.
Not only a game that matters, a divisional game potentially against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Hell, man. I
It's
can't handle this.
all-
I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight.
It's all coming together. Everything's
It's just a
lining
movie.
up.
This is a movie right now, boys.
This is a movie. This is
it
a
has
movie.
to work. Like it has to happen.
It has to work. And then Eric Smith tweeted out Rashawn Slater said he knew right away that he had a serious injury back in week 3. Said his mindset was either to get a jump on the offseason or have a chance to come back. Said it's up in the air if he plays next weekend if Chargers advance.
Yeah, he's playing.
Yeah.
It's just get ready. That's all we're saying. Get ready. All right. Well, looking at the rest of the guys on the injury report for the Chargers, seems like a long list, but really,
It's just
all of
names.
it's just names.
It's just names.
Yeah, they're all full participants.
All full
All week.
participants: Joey Bosa, Bryce Callahan, Xander Horvath, Raheem Lane, Kenneth Murray Jr., Eamon Ogbongbemiga, and
Oh, I
Trey
love that name.
Pipkins. I know it's always fun to say.
Yeah.
All of those guys got full practices. The only one who didn't is Mike Williams, who had no practice at all this week, so he is questionable for Saturday.
Questionable is
He's
better than
playing.
doubtful.
He's
Questionable
playing,
is better
dude.
than doubtful, and he's playing. And
Yeah.
specifically from Dan Popper, asked Brandon Staley on Tuesday if Williams could play versus the Jags if he doesn't practice this week. Staley said, "I think that's fair to say."
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
a
it's-
reasonable
We're in week
assumption.
19. What is he going to get out of practice right now?
No.
Like
Right.
he does. There's no need for him to practice whatsoever. He's just
No.
going to rest that back. He's been getting PT and treatment all week long. He's having back spasms. I've had back spasms. I'm getting old. Like playoffs are on the line. I'll put my body out there.
Speaking of sore backs, last night I got really fired up because, like I said earlier, I was getting really
boy.
excited about this game,
Uh-oh.
and I do have
That
a Peloton.
kept throughout his back.
I have a Peloton, and I was like on the leaderboard, and I was so close to finishing the 10th ranked position. Number 10,
baby.
had
Top
to
10.
do it. So
Yeah,
I
Jay
ended up
Herbo.
going way too hard. I ended up cranking, going way too hard. Woke up, my back was sore. So I feel like I understand where Mike is right now.
Yeah.
As the day went on, my back's starting to feel a little better. I had to stretch
Yeah,
a little bit, but I feel
But
like it's
you
a
wouldn't
good
have
sign,
practiced,
you know?
right? Like you wouldn't have practiced. You
No.
would have taken the day off.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's a good sign. I think it's kind of an omen that he will be back and he will be, ready to go.
Yeah.
Thanks for sacrificing yourself for us to know that, Kev.
So the least I could do.
Somebody has to do it.
Somebody's got to do the
positive.
dirty work.
And then Bridget Condon also to tag up on Staley's, I think it's fair to say, Staley says Mike Williams will travel with the team and he's officially questionable for the game. He said the reps aren't what matter. The rest is.
It's a different mindset, dude. With playoff time.
Don't say
That's
that.
a little too
though.
soon.
The rest is like you could have rested him the whole game, my guy.
Well, he's getting rest now.
If the rest is so important, why'd you play him?
I guess you're looking into this in a very negative way, but I understand.
That is not a very shamelessly
game
positive
time
take,
experience matters, not practice experience. Game
Okay.
experience is what matters.
Practice
game
reps.
experience over practice.
Hold on,
reps.
let me rewrite this quote.
Yeah,
so it's
rewrite
a
the
little
quote.
nicer. Look, go ahead. You
We'll
want to do
help
it again?
Brandon.
Go ahead, Adam. Or redo. Can you reread the quote in the proper manner, so it doesn't seem so negative?
The reps aren't what matter.
Practice reps
The practice reps
aren't what matter. The rest is. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Are we on the same page?
Course
Clear?
corrected.
Are
Correct.
we good? All
yes, we're good.
Yep.
And then even Keenan Allen, when questioned by Bridget Condon, said about Mike Williams, he's getting better every day, and I think his mindset is to play.
Yeah.
So teammates are saying it, coach is saying it, guy's gonna play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what's
Without a
crazy?
doubt.
It's like I had a little bit of hesitancy about Mike Williams getting his payday. Because a lot of times guys get paid, their production drops off.
Sure, yeah.
And I would say Mike Williams has only gotten better this year. Like he's missed some time, but he got paid and he's been part of the course or better than what he has been in the past.
Yeah.
So it just proves that he wants to be great at football. It's not just, I need to play great so I can get the next payday. It's like, I would just want to be really good at football and I want to contribute to the team. And I'm still going to work hard anyways, which leads me to believe that he's going to put his body on the line on Saturday to get us to the next round of the playoffs.
Absolutely.
Is this, correct me if I'm wrong, is this Mike Will's first playoff game?
No, he was there 2018.
He was 18. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Because he was in that Kansas City win
Yeah,
where we went
you're
for
right.
2.
You're right.
That was the
Sorry.
2018 year. That was pretty magical.
Highlight of my Charger fandom.
Yeah.
My bad. I forgot. Sorry.
Looking over at the Jacksonville Jaguars injury report, they got a bunch of questionables, and that includes quarterback Trevor Lawrence. Yeah.
QB1 is questionable to play.
Yeah. I got to imagine Trevor Lawrence is going to put his body on the line in the same way Mike Williams is.
His toe on the line.
Yeah.
He's got a bad toe.
But I mean, looking at other positions, you're talking about Jamal Agnew, wide receiver, long snapper, Ross Matisic, who's questionable to play.
When you're a long
Their
snapper, you don't want to have a hurt back. I'm just going to say that right
You
now.
got no
No.
backups at long snapper either.
No.
There's not
No.
really like a depth on the squad, active squad.
And he just got a limited practice in Thursday. He didn't practice Tuesday or Wednesday. And then to see the kicker on there also with a right knee injury. Now, granted, he got full practices in, so he's good to go, but still a right knee injury.
The question is,
Yeah.
how soft is this kicker? He might be pretty soft. I'm getting
don't
the
know.
soft vibes from this.
But there's another wide receiver, Kendrick Pryor, and an offensive lineman, Brandon Scherf. All those guys are questionable to play. So, yeesh.
Yep.
Come on.
We're banged
guys.
up.
Maybe
so
they'll
we
get
are.
a little bit of that medicine when they came in and smacked us around at SoFa's because we were just banged up.
They better
Yeah.
not.
Let's go attack that toe too, huh?
Go after that.
Go
toe.
for the toe.
There's no penalty for sacking a quarterback at his toe.
And if we get a 15-yard penalty for going at his toe, we
Yeah.
need to fucking have a conversation about this NFL.
What would
okay?
you go at the toe with? A headbutt or a punch or a foot?
a cleat. A cleat.
It would
my
be
friend.
like what was the Pittsburgh player where you're like falling and you're like, oh, bam,
Yeah, Hayward.
hammer
Yeah.
fist. Yeah, one
Hammer
of those
fist
deals.
toe.
Yeah, just a whole bunch of hammer fists.
or just hammers. Just bam.
Yeah.
On his toe.
Spiked ball on the toe. There you go.
Get
How's
creative.
that?
There's a lot of ways to do it.
Yeah,
and
there's a
still
lot
get
of
away
ways
with
to
it.
attack a toe. That's true.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways to attack a toe, and there's a lot of ways to support us, folks. And that includes
Oh.
Patreon, patreon.com/ChargerChat. Come on over to check out all the funny videos we've got over there. There's a lot of yucks. And if you don't feel like going to patreon.com/ChargerChat, that's okay. You can go on over to our regular website, chargerchat.com. Check out all the cool stuff we got over there. T-shirts, hoodies, and stickers. You can chat it up with other Charger Chatteteers in our member section and ask questions and Ask Bolt fam. So go check out chargerchat.com. All right, folks, time to go on to the next segment. You know them, you love them. It's the Craig Experience.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Come on in, man. Kick your feet up.
Oh,
Craig Experience.
hello there.
Make yourself at home. Got some stuff to talk about, right? Moving on.
Psst. Hey. It's time. It's time. It is time. Chargers playoff football, baby. Feels good to say it. Y'all ready? I am. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. CC gang, yo. The biggest of salutes, and to the rest of the boat fam, what is good? It's your guy Craig in Texas here with your inaugural playoff edition of the Craig Experience. First time since 2018. And yeah, it feels longer than that. I know I said that before, but I felt the need to reiterate it. It's just the gap feels much, much bigger than what it actually is. But never mind. The Chargers are in the dance. Doesn't matter how they got there. We're not even going to really revisit last week's events and some decisions that were made in a pretty much inconsequential game. No, we are on to happier things and times. Because, again, it is in fact time. And Chargers have a very, very nice opportunity in front of them. I'm not trying to look too far down the line here because, of course, you got to beat the team that's in front of you, first and foremost. But I just wanted to touch on a couple things here. I actually stopped watching a lot of the national coverage in regards to this week, in this game, this matchup, because I told y'all last week, there was a narrative that seemed like it was bubbling up, and it came to full fruition this week. And once I heard it, I was completely done. This Justin Herbert versus Sunshine, I'm not even going to say his real name. You know exactly who that is. Look at the pic. It's out of hand. You know why I think that is? Sunshine, almost said his name, for everything that he was painted to be in college, who he was supposed to become in the NFL, and he very well still may. It ain't happened yet, is pretty much everything Herbert is and has been since his first snap. I remember saying on here a bunch of times a while back that when Herbert was at Oregon and those were two of the top quarterbacks in college football and Sunshine was on the come up, I didn't quite understand what the difference between the two were. I felt like if you took Herbert off of Oregon and put him on Clemson, you get probably similar results, if not better. From an athletic standpoint, Herbert could move just as well as Sunshine could. And had more arm talent. You could tell that there was a very different way that they were both featured in their offensive schemes. And I felt like Oregon didn't play to Herbert's strengths. That's old news, though. What Jay Herbo has become since Tyrod got his lung punctured is everything that all of the pundits talked about Sunshine being. And I think there are a couple people out there that remember they kind of had to backtrack it and apologize for crapping on Herb, and it took a bunch of them a while to come around and give him his props. Those are the same people who are now, based off of essentially a half season of work, because it started off a little rough for him. He's been pretty good over the last few weeks. They've taken this opportunity now to essentially go back in time and start pumping up the Sunshine hype again and basically propping him up over Herbert. There's absolutely no reason for it, but again, they found their cause and they're sticking to it apparently. But I digress. Outside of that, to me, when we're looking at this game and this matchup, I'm not going to disrespect the Jags. young, hungry team. They've played some really good football over the stretch over the last 5 or so weeks. That last game against the Titans was a divisional game. Those are almost always close. So I don't put too much stock into the fact that they played not the greatest game on both sides of the ball. And they allowed a backup quarterback. Well, technically Dobbs is like the backup to the backup. Keep the Titans in the game. Have it come down to the wire. But again, it's a divisional game. We know how that works. Look at who we play in our division, how those games tend to turn out. So no disrespect to them there. If the Chargers come out fully focused and locked in, I'm not going to say that they wreck the Jaguars. I don't think that's going to happen at all. I think the game's probably going to be closer than what a lot of people suspect. But I do think they can win without it being a complete nail biter. I'm not making any predictions. I did somewhere else, but I'm not repeating it here. I don't even want to talk about the game flow. We don't know how any of that works. It's just going to stick with what we know. Offensively, for the last couple weeks, particularly at the start of last week's game, the offense looked pretty freaking good. I don't know what got into Joe Lombardi. Play calling was much more balanced. We saw, not really last week, a ton. Just a few here and there. The run game got going a little bit in the weeks prior. Started utilizing much more of the power scheme. You saw some versatility in the offense, in the sets, personnel. They were mixing and matching some stuff. Looked pretty good. Hopefully that is something that we can see or that will transition over to the playoffs. And maybe, just maybe, Joe Lombardi saved his bag of tricks for the dance. I will say, though, again, the Chargers can't take this game lightly. Jacksonville's strength is probably in their front. They've got some really young and athletic cats on the defensive line and at linebacker position. And they rotate a bunch of dudes so they can stay fresh. And, I mean, Chargers got to pack their lunch pails. Be ready to go to work and essentially put in the type of effort that they did, if I'm eyeballing the game specifically, like against the Dolphins. Reason being, a lot of what the Jaguars can do to hurt you is in their skill positions and guys getting out in space. We know the Chargers, for some time now, have not been the best historically when it comes to open field tackling. The technique is super shoddy, especially when we're talking about third level secondary guys. Some of the guys at the second level are questionable. We're not going to name any names, but I think one of the keys is going to be rallying to the ball and ensuring that if you have one of those guys who are pretty good with yak or elusive in the open field, that if you get your hands on them, you get them down. This is not going to be the game to miss tackles in, and you want to be as disciplined as humanly possible in that regard. That's just from the defensive side of the ball. Offensively, I kind of already touched on that a little bit. I just want to see continued balance. Special teams I'm not worried about because you can make an argument that it's been the best phase of the team the entirety of the year. But man, I'm just ready to see it. I'm ready for it. I didn't necessarily want the game to have to be on Saturday because, Mike Will, Joey got banged up. We'll see how that goes. 1 day less of rest. It's the later game on Saturday, so I guess there's some middle ground there. Also, we don't have to wait until Sunday. We don't have to sweat it out. Not mad about that at all. So, again, silver linings everywhere. But man, finally, let's discuss a certain person in the national media, because I know I said I didn't want to get too far ahead of myself, but this is what I'm really looking forward to. So hopefully, Chargers, please pull it out. We know the last matchup was a little different because of all of the players that were missing. You had Justin Herbert with fractured rib cartilage. You know the names that didn't participate. Different team this time around. Mr. Nick Wright, you know who Nick Wright is, has been going all in on the Jaguars and Sunshine. And there's a very specific reason for that. If you do a little bit of research, you will find out that Mr. Wright's favorite NFL team is none other than the Kansas City Chiefs. And you know what team spooks Nick out? This is documented. You can go back and check it out. It's on tape. He fears the Chargers like none other because he knows that the Chargers play the Chiefs to the wire. And if there's any team that stands a chance of booting KC out unceremoniously for them, it's us. So of course he wants Jacksonville to win. It's not because he has all this faith in Jacksonville as a team and the fact that they should be able to just do whatever they want to us. He's hoping they win because he wants no parts of this Chargers team in the second round. So Nick, I got a feeling that come Saturday, round 9, 10-ish, you're going to be feeling the way, my man. And I hope you're on Twitter. I'm going to be looking for you. 'Cause if the Chargers pull this out, I's going to get my troll on. Can't wait. That's enough for me. I appreciate y'all, fellas. It's time. I know you guys are excited about it too. So, till the next one, you know who it is, Mr. Bowl Gang or Do Not Bang, aka TOP_FLYT3 over on Twitter. And I'll see y'all on the next one. As we're moving on to the next round. Till then, okay. Let me bye.
All right. Well, there's some spicy Craig playoff edition.
I like playoff Craig.
I love playoff Craig.
too.
Playoff Craig
Real
keeps
spicy.
receipts, man.
Yeah, he keeps serious
He
receipts.
doesn't let nothing slide. That guy's gonna
Don't
steal.
talk smack
crap.
about our team.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I can't. I can't wait to see the trolling coming Nick Wright's way after this game.
Yeah.
Fast and
because
Furious.
God
really
bless
is-
you, dude.
I'm sure he's got some locked and loaded, ready to go.
I just
Oh,
want
yeah.
to plan the day. Like we're gonna win the day after we win, just to really get a nice comfortable space, get on my phone, and just kind of check out the lay of the land with like Craig and all the YouTube videos and all
Oh,
this shit.
yeah.
Like I really want
yeah.
that so bad.
Speaking of which, I forgot. There's another All In that's going to be coming out the day this episode comes out.
What?
Tomorrow, there's
Really?
one more. Oh yes,
Oh,
it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be the final episode. It comes out the 13th, Friday the 13th, folks.
Oh my god. Okay.
So there's one more All In coming our
we
way.
should not post this. No one's gonna watch our stuff.
Our numbers are going to tank.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's gonna
Oh,
be so
God.
good.
It's like
Such a
you
good
feel bad for every
Charger
movie
content
that.
day.
It's like you feel bad for every movie that comes out when Avatar 2 comes out. It's like nobody's going to watch our movie. It's Avatar.
You should have planned around that.
We blew it.
All right. Well, Craig, thank you.
Thanks for
as
that.
always
Craig.
for an awesome Craig experience. Let's move on now to the next segment. It is Bolt Beat with your boy Jason Reed.
Boom.
Welcome back to another edition of the Bolt Beat. As always, I'm your host, acting editor over at boltbeat.com, Jason Reed. You can follow me on Twitter at Eat Your Reedies. Go follow Bolt Beat at BB_Chargers. I didn't come at you last week. I'm back here this week. I was kind of like the Chargers last week, taking a week off. Game didn't really mean much. In all reality, just had some work things going on. But I'm back. Chargers are in the playoffs. Jacksonville Jaguars, Saturday night, first time since 2018. And I'm stoked. This is the first time since covering the Chargers professionally that they've made the playoffs. Of course, I've been a fan my whole life. But this is the first time I could kind of be in the weeds with the coverage of the team and watch it from a fan and a coverage perspective. And it should be a good one. Look, the Chargers got everything they wanted in this matchup. They wanted the 5 seed so they can play the winner of the AFC South instead of the Cincinnati Bengals, who ended up being the 3 seed. We wanted not home field advantage in this round, but potentially if a 6 or 7 seed, can advance. Baltimore's has a good defense. You never know. Miami, if Tua can get healthy, you never know. Chargers could have a home AFC Championship game. Might not be the most likely thing in the world, but it is possible as a 5 seed. But it's just everything we could have wanted. Yet there's still a little bit of I don't want to say negativity, but there's some concerns heading into this matchup. Obviously the Mike Williams stuff going on, but it is what it is. I think all in all, by and large, Charger fans should feel really good about this matchup, and we should just be really jazzed that our team is here. There's so much talk about Brandon Staley's job being on the line and what they're going to do with Joe Lombardi. Look, those are conversations to absolutely have once the season is over, but the season is not over right now. I mean, the Staley conversation is never going to happen. He's going to stay, but the season is not over now. Why are we talking about these things? Let's be happy the Chargers are in the playoffs. Like all year, some fans are upset. They didn't think the team would make the playoffs, and they did. They went 10-7. They won 10 games. So let's enjoy it while it lasts. And let's hopefully get a W. Look, I'm really excited for this matchup. I think this is a great matchup for the Bolts. Obviously, the Jaguars should be taken seriously. We can't take them super lightly and just, the Chargers can't walk into this game thinking it's going to be a cakewalk. But this game's a lot different from the first time these two teams squared off in week 3. I mean, you go back to that matchup, pretty much the entire Chargers offense was hurt besides, ironically, Mike Williams. But, Herbert was dealing with the rib injuries. The offensive line was extremely banged up in that game. Slater goes out during the game, but Lindsley didn't play. I think Pipkins might not have played either. I remember there was one more key offensive lineman that didn't play in that game. Keenan obviously didn't play. And it wasn't a full strength offense. And Justin Herbert was probably the worst he's been all year because of his rib, not because of anything, he did wrong, just the injury he sustained 10 days earlier. So this is a completely different team. Both teams are completely different, but this is a Chargers team that's peaking at the right time. And you look at Jacksonville and you look at kind of the quarterbacks they've played on this winning streak. Let's see if I can remember it off the top of my head. They played Joshua Dobbs last week. Okay. They played Davis Mills / whoever the other Texans quarterback that they filter in. Okay. They played Zach Wilson and Chase Strevler or whatever his first name is. I don't even know his first name. Okay. They played Dak. They beat Dak in overtime in the Cowboys, but the Cowboys scored 34 points. So it's not like they didn't really hold him. They played Jared Goff, who scored 40 against him. They played Lamar, who scored 27, and they won on the 2-point conversion, or it might have been 28. I believe that game was 29-28, 28-27, one of those two. Same day, the Chargers went for 2 against Arizona Cardinals. And there's a few other ones I'm missing there. There was Tannehill in there, but it was like Tannehill, obviously, who isn't the same Tannehill this year and wasn't the same Tannehill. They've played some kind of mediocre quarterbacks and have got by against mediocre quarterbacks. And whenever they've played good quarterbacks, Mahomes, before their bye week, put up 27 on them. I think there was a Matt Ryan game in there where Matt Ryan put up, big numbers. And I don't even know if Matt Ryan's a good quarterback anymore. Whenever they've played good quarterbacks, they've usually succeeded. And the one exception was Justin Herbert in week 3. And it's because he was dealing with freaking fractured rib cartilage. So on paper, the Chargers offense should be able, as long as they don't get in their own way, should be able to have a big game against this Jacksonville team. Now, there's still areas of the Jags that must be respected. They have great speed off the edge, and that's kind of been the thing that Jamari Salyer has been struggling with, as a rookie guard who's stepped up and been great at left tackle. But that is, he's a rookie, and rookies have weaknesses, and that is his one weakness. They have that. They have good linebackers. They have some dogs in the secondary. I mean, Rashawn Jenkins, former Charger, has been playing out of his mind. Always glad to see him succeed, except when he's playing against the Chargers. And then offensively, the Jaguars must be respected. Trevor Lawrence has had some really, really good games this year, but he's also had some not that great games, and he's kind of being a little overhyped heading into this matchup. Some people saying they take Lawrence over Herbert, which is just absurd to say, but whatever. They have a good receiving core that has, maybe not a superstar receiver, but they have talent. They have good tight ends. They have a good running game. So they should be respected. But on paper, the Chargers are the better team, and they have the momentum. And even, if they are down Mike Williams, I think we should still be very excited for this matchup. There's a reason why the Chargers are favored on the road. And we should just be jazzed that they're in this situation. They're in a game where they're favored on the road. This isn't like a game against the Bengals where everyone outside Chargers world is counting them out. This is exactly where we wanted to be the last 4 weeks of the season. We're here. So let's stop focusing on what's going to happen in the offseason and stop focusing on the negative and just embrace this moment, root for the team, and know, hey, we can get the ball rolling. If they win this, they'll probably play the Chiefs next week. Obviously, there's reseeding, so we don't know yet. And then you play a Chiefs team you've already played twice, and who knows what can happen. It's really hard to beat a team 3 times in 1 year. We've seen that time and time again. So who knows? Obviously, one opponent at a time. Got to take care of business this Saturday. But I'm feeling really, really good about the Chargers right now. So I'm excited. As far as the betting picks this week, I mean, I kind of gave it away. The line's -2.5 right now. Chargers, I'm not going to predict Jacksonville to cover the 2.5. No, I think it'll be a close game. I don't think this is going to be a Chargers blowout, but I think it'll be a close competitive game that the Chargers are able to win by 3 or more points. So I'm taking Chargers -2.5. And if I think it's going to be close and competitive, back and forth in nature, you kind of have to go with the over 47.5. I could see this being 30-24, 28-27, maybe not 20-27. That wouldn't cover 2.5, 28-24, something in that range, 31-27. I think the Chargers will get 4 touchdowns in this game, a field goal or 2, 3 touchdowns, 3 field goals, something along those lines. The defense will step up when it needs to in the key spots. Chargers will get it done in a entertaining, highly contested game where they cover and they get the job done. And who knows, maybe it's the Chiefs next week, and then we could talk about that matchup. But of course, 1 week at a time. I'm excited. I hope all you Charger fans are excited out there. I know the Charger Chat guys are over the moon about this. First playoffs covering the team. So that's an exciting time. And hopefully the first of many playoff years, coming up with Herbert and Staley and the core that they're establishing. So I'm excited. Let's get back to the Charger Chat guys.
Well, Jason, thanks for bringing some shameless positivity to the chat, man. I'm with you, dude. 100%. It's playoffs,
Charger
folks.
Chat vibes right there.
Yeah.
And Kyle, can I say, this just appeared, and I'm in love with the playoff bolo tie that you're wearing right now.
Oh yeah. Wait a minute. Is that a Charger bolo tie, or is that?
It's my Phillip Rivers bolo tie. So
is that hold on? Is that a 60-yard touchdown?
Touchdown!
It's in honor of our ultimate shit talk to the Jaguars. So the last 4 weeks that we played great, I was very disciplined in wearing my royal blue Phillip Rivers jersey with this blue Die Hard Bolt Club hat. Last week, we weren't playing our starters. I got a little bit lax. I wasn't in it right away. I'd waited till halftime to change. And we all know what happened.
Don't let it happen again.
Oh, no. I don't care how hot it is in Maui. I will be in that royal blue jersey with this hat, with this bolo tie the second I wait. I might sleep in it.
Do it.
Tonight. Yeah, I might sleep in it Friday night just so I make sure I wake up and I'm already in it.
Yes.
I'm adding the bolo tie for that extra Phillip Rivers look. So I don't think there's just no way. There's no way.
You got to pull out all the stops. Yeah, got to pull out all the stops.
It's win or go home.
Well, Jason gave some great bets out there too. So I mean, I love everything you got to say there, Jason.
Thanks,
Thank
Jason.
you for another awesome Bolt beat. And I think that's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat. But before we go,
I don't want it to be done. That means it's game time. That means the way that my week works, it's like we have the Monday episode and it's like, oh, we're reflecting on the last game. And then after this episode, it's like, oh my God, I have nothing left until the game.
Well, it's game time, baby.
It's scary.
It's game time.
Nada.
Yeah.
So this is a first for us at Charger Chat to make some playoff Bolt predictions.
Oh,
I don't know what to do.
Dude,
I don't know.
How crazy is it? We haven't had a playoff since we've been doing this show. How do we even have people that listen to this?
I have no idea.
Good question.
We weren't good until this year.
Took us a while.
Yeah.
Oh, we played the long game.
We took it out. Yeah.
It's a slow burn.
All right. So Bolt predictions for this Chargers Jaguars games. Kevin is ready to go. Set the tone.
All right. I think the Chargers are going to put a 30 burger on. We're going to go 31.
Okay.
17 Chargers.
Nice.
Oh,
and
I hope that's true.
Kelly and our boy Austin Eckler are scoring touchdowns.
Wow.
Okay.
We are going
Everyone's
to
getting
not
there.
let them have the ball. And then, obviously our main dude's going to throw it too. And then we'll kick a field goal. That'll be great. It's going to be great. Don't worry about it. It's going to be great.
It's going to be a good time.
Yeah,
Good time.
Just relax.
Just relax. It's going to be great.
Fantastic. All right. Kyle, what are you thinking?
I got 45-10 with the Fajoko sack. Roll the dice.
Keep playing. It's like playing roulette. You just keep playing your number, man. It's going to hit.
It's going to
I'm
hit.
Austin Powers. I also live dangerously.
I love it.
Fantastic. Well, I'm going to say Chargers win. It's going to be a nail biter. I'm going to say it's going to be 24-13.
Nail biter. Real nail biter there. I like
11
that.
points.
Well,
two scores.
It's going to come down
We're going to
to
score
that.
at the end.
Yeah, it's going to come down to the end. It's going to come down to another game-winning drive from Justin Herbert, and that's when all hell's going to break loose. Everybody's going to lose their minds, and it's going to be a beautiful day.
Do you know what's the best part about watching it in Maui, boys?
What?
This game
Tell us.
kicks
We're
off.
not freezing or anything. What?
This game kicks off at like 3 o'clock. I'm going to have the rest of the afternoon to celebrate our victory. You guys are going to go night-night.
Yeah, it's going to be bedtime.
No, I may not.
Rumor has it Kevin got the approval to have a sleepover at Adam's house.
If everything goes well, we're going to be going late into the night partying, having a lot of victory shots. It's going to be awesome. I got approval for a sleepover.
Just buckle up for that instant reaction show.
Oh, dude. We'll do a 3-hour live stream.
Give us a playoff instant reaction, please.
For the love of God. Please.
The love of all that is holy, Phillip Rivers, please give us an instant reaction show.
Please.
All right. Folks, you know what you have to do. As soon as you're done watching this, there you go. As soon as you're done watching this, go check out All In and then bolt the up, baby, because it's time.
And if you want to get
playoffs.
extra hype, go check out our hype video.
And check out our hype video as well. If you're watching this on YouTube, surely you must have already seen it. How could you have missed it?
Don't call me Shirley.
Sally?
That's fine.
Just not sure. Just wanted to make sure.
Okay.
All right, folks. Well, I think that's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat. Don't forget to bolt up because we are ready for any squad, any place.
Gay love you, bye!
Gay love you, boy!
Gay love you, bye! Woo!
Woo!